Hello, everybody. I just want to do a video about the Giants and Harbaugh. So, a lot of people are talking about the Giants and Harbaugh because he was fired by the Ravens, and the Giants are looking for a coach. Now, yesterday, a lot of buzz was that um, the Dolphins might be coming into the fray, and they might be hiring this GM that worked with Harbaugh in Baltimore, and he was on San Diego. But word is they're not hiring that guy. They are hiring some guy from the Packers instead. And now this isn't a definite, but word is coming in that the Dolphins had no intention of firing uh, their coach in hopes of getting Harbaugh. That wasn't why they did it. And people are saying that Harbaugh is still very interested in the Giants. Jordan Renan basically said that it was almost like Harbaugh sees the potential of having a young quarterback like Dart, and the dude has all the potential in the world. He only played like less than a whole season in the NFL, but he has some experience in the NFL, and he'd be getting a really fresh, raw, but highly high potential quarterback in Jackson Dart if he was our coach. And I gotta figure, even though Scadaboo got hurt, even though Malik Neighbors got hurt, it's got to be pretty tempting to know that next year we could be looking at Scadaboo coming back, Malik Neighbors coming back. The Giants have a really good. We have Abdul Carter. Who's a very good young prospect who started to come on at the end of the year when we changed defensive coordinators from Bowen to Bolin. And then another another factor is we have a good defensive line. We need to fix up our secondary. Harbaugh is a defensive coach, so he could probably put his input into who he wants to the GM. I have heard that Harbaugh is not opposed to having Shane, Joe Shane, as his GM. He'll work with him, and if it doesn't work out, you're gonna see a new GM. If Harbaugh signs with us, you will. And if it doesn't work out with the GM, you will see a new GM at the end of the year. And then another factor is we have the makings of a pretty good offensive line. Last year, we even got Marcus Bowe, who is really, really good and has potential, and we have guys coming back from last year that are really good. So we have, I think, the building blocks to be good. I don't think we're far off from being competitive, from being back to the playoffs. And I think a guy like a really good coach like Harbaugh would certainly make us that much better with his good coaching. He's just a really good coach. Another guy I like is McCarthy. I really like McCarthy as well. I think they have similar, career paths. They both have one Super Bowl. They both have a lot of experience, and they're actually similar in age. McCarthy is 62, and which I don't think is old. I mean, maybe it's because I'm like going to be 45 on my birthday or whatever, but on June 5th. But that to me isn't old, and Harbaugh is 63. So to me, that's not that old for a coach. It's not overly young or anything, but sometimes experience can help you in a lot of ways when you're coaching a team. Whether it's football or managing a baseball team or something, age can give you experience that maybe a younger guy wouldn't a younger coach manager wouldn't have. I forget the guy's name, but the guy in Cleveland could be good too if all else fails. But that would be like third option at this point. Um, my first two choices are Harbaugh and McCarthy, and I think it's like right now it's basically Harbaugh or bust. I know I've brought up other things about Harbaugh that I like. He's a Civil War buff. He's a history buff. My family is too. Um, I I've heard that a meeting between the Giants and Harbaugh could be happening as soon as mid-week next week. So maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around there. It's almost like a situation where we got to somehow sign him to a deal when he comes into our team facilities, into the Quest Diagnostics Center, which is the name of it, which is that's basically like a blood place where you get your blood tests and stuff. I don't know why they named it that. I guess just they were the person that sponsored it or whatever, paid for it, whatever. I don't know how it works. It's like naming rights or whatever. But yeah, basically, we already got the Rooney Rule in place. You got to hire, or you not hire. You got to interview. Shall I say interview two minority coaches. You got to either black or minority or something. But and they interviewed the the guy that was the coach of Atlanta, and they interviewed. They're interviewing as we speak yesterday and today. Antonio Pierce. I think these are just to get the two Rooney Rule minority coaches out of the way, so you could just go in and hire Harbaugh and get it done. Get it done next week and be done with it. I think, from what I'm hearing, there is mutual interest on both sides. Harbaugh has interest in signing with the Giants. The Giants have interest. I mean, anything could happen. They could mess it up. They could f it up. If I'm them, I'm doing full court press. I'm getting the owners in there. I'm getting the GM. I'm getting assistant GMs. I'm getting everybody I could possibly get. Maybe scouts. Tell them exactly what our plans are. What are you interested in bringing to the table? Anything you want, anything you need if you want to be our coach. And also, I would bring in the quarterbacks, every one of them. Well, I guess you don't bring in Wilson because he's a free agent, but I would bring in Jackson Dart, and I would bring in um, Jameis Winston. So I would bring those two guys in, as well as just about everybody you could think of. Do like a full court press to try to get this guy signed by the end of the day, or if you want to do 2 days, whatever. Just show them. You know what? I always thought, because the Giants have a pretty prestigious. I mean, they're not like a team that has like five or six or seven Super Bowls, but they do have four. And when you walk into the Quest Diagnostics Center, the first thing you see are the four championship trophies, which the way they have it set up is just like, wow, so you have four championships. Let me add to that if I can. You know what I mean? It's like you see that they are a prestigious organization. You see that they do have history, and they have all the pictures of all the, uh, players and greats, coaches who's ever coached the game. I mean, they do have a really good history. They're really again, they might not be up there with the Steelers' number of Super Bowls, or the San Francisco, or Patriots, or You know, San Francisco, did I say that? All these different teams with like multiple, you know, Super Bowls, they might not have all those Super Bowls that they have, the number of them. But when you look at like, there's only like so many elite teams. Four, having four is pretty damn good. After like the elite, after the teams with like 5 to 7, whatever, Super Bowls, there aren't many that have four. I mean, that's pretty elite. So I don't know. There is a great history, and Wellington Mara, the first, was one of the first owners, along with well, there's some others like the Rooneys and stuff who were really good friends with the Maras. Still to this day, their families are really close. Um, but yeah, I think we got to do the full court press for this guy. We gotta give it our all to get this guy signed. We got to get this guy in the fold. We got to get him in there, and hopefully all goes well. And if it doesn't, if we can't sign him, we got to go hard on McCarthy. We got to go really full court press on McCarthy and get him. We got to bring him in. So anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. Have a great day. Where I live, it's Friday. If you're in a different hemisphere and it's a different day, that's great too. Just have a great day. Know that you're loved and cared for. Know that life always brings us adventures wherever we might least expect it. And God bless, and may the force be with you. And go Big Blue.